Good afternoon. Today is Tuesday, April 18th, 2023, and this is the second hearing this month for the City of Tempe hearing officer. My name is Vanessa McDonald. I'll be conducting the hearing this afternoon. I need to read something into the record, and then we can go ahead and jump into our agenda. The City of Tempe hearing officer is authorized by Arizona Revised Statutes and the City of Tempe Zoning and Development Code. The hearing officer has the duty to carry out the provisions and the intent of the Zoning and Development Code and the Tempe City Code. The hearing officer is granted the authority to conduct public hearings to decide upon the abatement of code violations occurring on properties within the city. These violations include, but aren't limited to, deteriorated structures or landscaping, inoperable or unregistered vehicles, and storage of junk or refuse. Abatement actions are brought before the hearing officer by the city's Code Compliance Division after numerous attempts at contacting the property owner to obtain voluntary compliance with the code. The hearing officer may issue an order directing the owner, occupant, rental agent, property manager, or other responsible person to remediate a code violation or authorize the city to abate the property. The cost of the abatement is the responsibility of the owner of the property where the violation occurred and will be collected as an assessment against the property found to be in violation. On today's agenda, we have 3 items. We have a set of minutes from April 4th, 2023, and we have 2 property abatements. Any property owner who is aggrieved by a decision of the hearing officer may file an appeal within 14 calendar days after the hearing officer has made a decision. The deadline for appealing any decision rendered today is 3 p.m. on May 2nd, 2023. Appeals are heard first by the Board of Adjustment, after which they also may be appealed to the Superior Court. A property owner has 14 days to either file an appeal or bring the property into code compliance within this 14-day window. If neither of these things happen within the required time frame, the property will be abated by the city. Joining me this afternoon from Community Development to my left are Drew Yoakum and Cassidy Hernandez. Thanks for being here, you guys. As I mentioned earlier, the first item on our agenda is a set of minutes from the meeting of April 4th, 2023. Cassidy sent those to me shortly after that meeting, and I believe that they accurately reflect what took place at that hearing. So I'm going to go ahead and approve the minutes from April 4th, 2023. The second item on our agenda is a request for approval to abate public nuisance items at the McKenna property. This property is located at 1108 North Esther Street. The applicant is the City of Tempe, represented this afternoon by Code Inspector Andres Lara Reyes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Madam Hearing Officer. My name is Andres Lara Reyes. I am a Code Compliance Inspector with the City of Tempe Code Compliance Division. I'm here this evening to request an 180-day open abatement for the property located at 1108 North Esther Street, Tempe, Arizona, 85281. This case was initiated from a public complaint on August 26, 2022 for a dead tree in the backyard. The first correction notice was mailed on August 29, 2022, and the final correction notice was mailed on September 29, 2022. I had communication with the property owner by phone and email, and I have also posted several door hangers to try to avoid any citations. One door hanger was posted on November 18, 2022. The Hart and Tempe landscape referral brochures were also mailed to the owner on December 12, 2022. As a citation was issued on January 13, 2023, and he did not pay the fine or request a hearing. I've also provided the owner with an emergency housing improvement program phone number for him to contact, but as of this morning, I have not heard anything from him.
Okay.
This is the picture as of this morning of the property in violation. Right here to my left, and it's probably your right, probably, or your left is that dead tree in the side of the backyard area.
Mr. Lara Reyes, if you would point on the photo there and the projector, just, yeah, there you go.
This is the tree here.
And what's the condition of the rest of the property? It's kind of hard to tell.
The rest of the property is cleaned up.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess my only question is why you need 180 days, because it seems like once the tree would come down, it's down, like it's not gonna grow back in 180
In
days.
the event that he doesn't take care of the landscape in the front yard,
Okay,
we can address that also as a deteriorated landscape.
okay. Thank you. Well, yeah, it's basically the same exact condition as the photograph in my packet. Thank you. Mr. Yocum, do we have anyone on the line wanting to speak about this agenda item?
No, Madam Hearing Officer.
Thank you. And for the record, there's no one here in the chamber other than staff. So there appears to be no one here wanting to speak on this item. So I agree, the tree needs to come down. It was initiated by a neighbor complaint, so we owe it to our neighbors to take stuff like this down. Also, it's probably kind of a fire hazard as well.
Right.
And you've been at this since August. That's 8
Yeah.
months. So that's a very long time to allow the property owner to come in compliance voluntarily. So I am going to go ahead and approve your 180-day open abatement request for the property located at 1108 North Esther Street, contained in case number CE 225029. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next item on our agenda is a request for approval to abate public nuisance items at the Carlson property. This property is located at 1402 East Campus Drive. The applicant is the City of Tempe, represented this afternoon by Code Compliance Inspector Barbara Simons. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, and thank you, Madam Hearing Officer. My name's Barbara Simons. I'm a Code Compliance Inspector with the City of Tempe Code Compliance Division. I'm here this evening to request a 180-day open abatement for the property located at 1402 East Campus Drive in Tempe, Arizona, 85282. This case was initiated on October 17th, 2022 for an overheight lawn. A final notice was sent on November 7th, 2022. This case has received numerous complaints. I spoke with the owner once at the end of November. He said he would take care of the yard shortly. I left a voice message for the owner on December 14th. No action was taken. On January 5th, a citation was issued. On February 21st of 2023, an inoperable, unregistered vehicle was added to the case, and on March 15th of 2023, junk, trash, and debris in the front yard and in the carport and driveway areas were also added to the case. None of these issues have been resolved. I'd now like to present photos taken today of the existing violations.
Okay.
This is the front yard. You can see the grass is over height. This is the side yard. You can clearly see the over height.
Sure.
Here you can see junk and debris. There's some sort of crate. There's some,
Barb, if you would just speak into the microphone a little bit, just so
Okay.
it's hard for others to hear. Thank you.
so there's a crate here and some sort of contraption. I'm not sure what it is. Clearly, it's deteriorated landscape. This next photo shows weeds, also some debris, junk, unidentified. You can see here that the weeds are coming up through the cracks in the pavement, and there's junk and debris back in the carport area. This is in the carport area, boxes, stored items. This was the original unregistered vehicle. It also has a flat tire. The registration is from 2020. And today, this photo shows a vehicle that is unregistered from January of 2023 would have been the expiration. So that's now added to the
Right.
case.
So, oh, it's a different one. It's not
It's
the
a different
Frontier.
vehicle.
Okay, it's a different vehicle. So now he's got two unregistered, one of which is also inoperable. Is
Correct.
that- Okay,
Correct.
got it. So, well, you had a conversation with him in November, and since that time, it's just gotten worse and worse and worse. Would that be accurate?
That is accurate, and the complaints are starting to pile up.
Sure, I can understand why. Mr. Yocum, is there anyone on the line wanting to speak on this item?
No, Madam Hearing Officer.
Thank you. Again, I'll note for the record, there's no one here in the chamber other than City of Tempe staff. So given the state of the property today, it's only continued to get worse, even with the dialogue that you've had with the property owner. I agree with your assessment, and I'm going to grant your 180-day open abatement request for the property located at 1402 East Campus Drive, contained in case number CE 226262.
Thank you.
Well, that concludes our agenda for this afternoon. Mr. Yocum, any announcements?
Yes, just the one. Our next scheduled hearing officer meeting is set for May 2nd at 5 p.m. That meeting will be held here in the City of Tempe Council Chambers as well as live on Tempe 11.
Perfect. Thank you. Have a good night.